Okay. Now, where was I? This is Endless Sky. It is a game quite like Escape Velocity Nova, except it is bird's eye view and not like a tilted perspective. It is also similar to Star Sector, yes, which we will be playing at some point in the near future. Very near. Maybe I want to do that on Sunday. I don't know. Getting the mods together is going to take a second, but it's really not that much work. But our start is you grew up on New Boston, an uninteresting world in the dirt belt. You've dreamed of owning a starship ever since your first visit to the spaceport at the age of 15. After many long years of working at a textile mill, you saved up enough credits to apply for a pilot's license from the Republic. After receiving the license, and with freedom from this planet at your fingertips, you travel to the bank to take out a loan on your first ship. Wait, a pilot's license from the Republic? I don't even have that. It's fucked up. Sign your name. Oh, wait. This is behind. I should probably move back over to the right. There we go. The bank's architecture is what you would have called futuristic back when you dreamed that the future would be less squalid than the present. Story above story of curves and spires and balconies, all in gleaming metal. A doorman stands by each of the heavy glass doors. You are wearing your very best clothes, but you feel shabby next to them. The loan broker's office is equally intimidating. Large computer monitors fill the walls, with stock quotes and other information spilling down from them almost too fast to read. You occasionally glimpse the names of places you have only seen in movies. Aldebaran, Terrazed. Terrazed? That makes it sound like an adjective. I don't think that's how that's pronounced. Earth. Yeah, because we're not born on Earth in this game. The pen is heavy as lead, but glides almost without friction as you print your initials on the bottom of the page after page of ominous legal documents, and sign several dozen statements, notices, and agreements. The banker, a balding middle-aged man in a suit that you suspect costs more than the spaceship you are about to purchase, flips the pages past you quickly, uttering a curt "sign here, now here." As he points to each page, he moves swiftly, mechanically. The only moment when he becomes truly animated is when explaining the truth in the lending statement to you. You are borrowing 480,000 credits, he says, to be repaid over the course of 1 year. Your daily interest rate is 0.4%, which means that your daily payments are 2,503 credits. And by the end of the year, you will have paid 4,333 credits in interest. Sign here, he grins. Wow! It's just like real life. Just like taking a loan in real life. Hold on. I need to be further over to the right. I didn't go far enough. There we go. God, I'm starting to think I might need a third monitor at some point. Okay, first name should be... This music is way too high energy for this. Hold on. Okay, that's much better. Get you, get your fucking antenna out of the caption, dude. Except I think... No, the antenna are longer than the ears, but they're not as wide. Saito's mech. Okay. Yeah, sure, I'll take a huge fucking loan and pay almost twice it in interest. That's awesome. The elevator is so well... Wait a minute, 0.4% per day is crazy, actually. What the fuck? Wait, that just registered with me. That's a lot. Isn't interest usually like annually? I guess the loan is for 1 year. That's still crazy. That's crazy. Uh, Thomas Aquinas or whatever was right about interest and loans. The elevator is so well tuned that you do not even realize it is moving until it has deposited you back in the lobby. But as you leave the bank, you are smiling. This crazy adventure suddenly feels real to you. You're going to do it. You're going to finally get off this planet. Compared to the bank, you feel much more at home in the shipyard, walking among the rusted out hulks and newer ships that gleam in the sunlight. You smell grease and dirt and rocket fuel. Wonderful smells. There are 3 ship models within your price range. Which one you choose will decide your future. Here you can buy new ships. Use your scroll wheel or click and drag to scroll the view. As in the trading and outfitter panels, you can hold down Shift, Control, or Alt to buy 5, 20, or 500 ships at once. Or multiple keys for larger amounts. Why the fuck would you want to buy 500 ships at once? Hello? You can also press F to search the shipyard for a specific ship. Okay. We have the transport, the light freighter, and the interceptor. I feel like doing combat's gonna get us our ass beat. Freighter might be easy. Transport could be interesting. Oh fuck, there is text on both the right and left of the screen. Actually, I need to move somewhere closer towards the center. Okay. So I'm not covering up the text. Although Beetlejuice Shipyards produces other ship models, such as well, the majority of their profits come from the sales of the shuttle. This versatile ship serves equally well as a passenger transport or a cargo courier. It also happens to be the cheapest ship you can buy, which is capable of hyperspace travel. Shuttles are not designed to withstand combat of any sort. They are fast and maneuverable enough to get out of harm's way if attacked by a larger, slower ship. Although they are typically unarmed, they have enough space for one weapon, which is the origin of the popular phrase, as useless as a blaster cannon on a shuttlecraft. Wow, that's a lot of stats down here. I don't think I understand all these. Energy and heat is generated when the ship is idle, not firing the weapons or thrusters or turning. Energy is consumed and heat is generated when the ship is turning and thrusting. How does it lose energy and heat? Oh, you don't want to lose energy and heat. Never mind. You need to have energy and heat to do your things. Okay. There's also an interceptor, classified as an interceptor rather than fighter because it has its own hyperdrive instead of needing to be carried inside of a larger ship. The Terrace Sparrow is the smallest and cheapest combat ship available because of its limited cargo and passenger space. The primary way for a Sparrow pilot to pay the bills is to upgrade the weapons and hunt pirates, or become one. In either case, it is a perilous way to learn a living. Or to earn a living, sorry. Government reports indicate that as many as 2 out of every 3 first-time ship buyers who choose to pilot a Sparrow lose their ship and often their life within the first month of owning it. Pilots who have survived longer than that tend to swear by replacing the stock weapons with missile launchers. I don't think you're supposed to drain the stoat. The liquids that I am full of are not supposed to exit me. The blood, spinal fluid are all very important. If you weren't talking about either of those, we're gonna have to kill you. I think I'll be choosing the shuttle. It has both crew carrying capacity, and it also has bunks for transporting goods. This isn't light. What's the light freighter? Star barge. Ah, Star barge can also carry people, but it's mostly cargo space. Let's take the shuttle. Yeah, let's take the shuttle. No, my hair. You okay? You finally washed. You finally washed the hair. Enter a name for your brand new shuttle. Leave it blank to choose a randomly chosen name. Guys, what should I name my shuttle? Wait, hold on. This is an older message I forgot to read out. Keep a little dirt from under my dirt belt for the dirt man. Why does that sound familiar? Why does that sound familiar? That wait, no, that's like a it's like a thing. Hold on. Now I need to look this up. Dirt under my pillow for the dirt man. Yes, okay. I know I've seen this. I've seen this. I can't believe you'd reference that. I barely remembered that. What should I name this ship, guys? I guess I could randomly name it. I don't like any of the random names. Chat, you need to help me, please. I guess I could name it after one of the ships that I was using in the last game. I could steal one of my Nebulous Fleet Command names. This is evil. I should have never been given the option to name a ship. That's like, that fucks everything up. Because I'm always bad with names. Let's name this ship. Well, we're gonna be getting rid of it very quickly, so I could name it like useless piece of shit and it wouldn't matter. Uh, the Tortuga. Tortuga, isn't that the name of a pirate ship or something? That sounds very familiar. Oh no, it's an island. I'm stupid. That's a good enough name for me. Or I guess the wouldn't be in front of it. It would just be named Tortuga. I think the name might insert the automatically. It's just turtle. That's fine. Okay. Wait, no, I bought it. Okay, I now have it as a ship. The music is a little loud. Why are you loud? Okay. I turned it down slightly. The Tortuga. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Some games will do that and they won't tell you ahead of time. With some trepidation, you give the shipyard owner your money and you take a new ship. You take your new ship for a test drive, piloting it out of the shipyard and onto a spare landing pad by the spaceport. Then you get out and look the ship over a bit more closely. You're busy polishing out a few rust spots with a piece of steel wool when an old man in grease-stained coveralls walks up. Nothing quite like buying your first starship, he says. Well, I don't plan to get too attached to this one. I'll be finding something much nicer before long. This is very similar to the introductory quest of EV Nova. I swear to God that it is designed to be exactly the same. And this is a spiritual successor to EV Nova, so it's not that surprising. He smiles. I'm sure you will, but there's something nice to having a ship you can pilot all by yourself. Believe me, once you have to start managing crew and paying salaries or keeping track of a whole fleet, you'll miss these days when everything was simple. You're a captain? You ask. Was, he says. Sold off my fleet a few days ago, and I already miss it, but it was time. Time for me to retire. His voice trails off and his face lights up. Say, any chance I could hitch a ride with you and maybe show you the ropes and give you some pointers? I could pay you, of course. Sure, where are you trying to get to? Second he said pay me, I was interested. Your favorite use when it wait. Your favorite use when a game gives you upper and lowercase letters and now you're the only character in the game with lowercase letters in your name? That's yes, I know exactly what you're describing. That is funny. Sure, where are you trying to get to? Well, he says, I've got a spot reserved in a retirement home, but I don't mind taking a roundabout way to get there. For starters, how about you give me a lift to New Greenland? It's just one jump away from here. I can mark it away on your map. How much will you pay me? That's kind of a rude question, he says, but I'll pay you 10,000 credits. I guarantee you that's more than any captain ever gets for carrying one passenger for one day. That's generous. Thank you. Great, he says. My name is James, by the way. Saito Mech, you say. I'm looking forward to traveling with you, Captain Mech. Oh, they're all going to refer to me with my last name. Don't do that. As you're helping him wheel his luggage aboard and showing him his bunk, he says, before we take off, you might want to head over to the trading center and stock up on medical goods. We can sell those for a good profit on New Greenland. I almost called it New England. Also, make sure to visit the local outfitter. While they don't sell much here compared to the big, compared to on the big. Oh, that's actually a slight typo. Compared to the big manufacturing worlds, every world with an outfitter will at least carry a map with information on the neighboring systems. Buying them can help you if you're not quite sure where you're going. Job board. Taking on jobs is a safe way to earn money. Special missions are offered in the spaceport, or mundane jobs are posted on the job board. Most special missions are only offered once. If you turn one down, it will not be offered to you again. Okay, spaceport is presumably where you find quests, and this is our map here. Presumably, this star map is really big. We can't see most of it. We can see the system we are currently in. Rutilicus. Nearby is Arcturus. I'm pretty sure I've mispronounced that one as Arcturus before. I don't know why. Okay, there are missions on the left side. However, none of them are really in the direction that we are trying to get to. It is nice though that it locks our camera onto the target system when we click on a mission. That's really useful. We do not want to do this. Let's go to the outfitters. What did he say? Medical supplies? Oh, no, local map. How do I buy this? Oh, no, we're looking at the map. We're looking at the star system's interpretation of what is available here. We need to actually go to the outfitter. You can buy new equipment. Yeah, I get it. We want to buy a local map. That sets us back 1,000 credits. We want to go to trading. This is the trading panel. Earn money by buying commodities in one system and selling at a high price elsewhere. Yes, this is like Star Sector does the same thing. We want to buy medical equipment. And then we don't need to hire crew. We bought a map. I think we've done everything. Whoops. Oh, I exited the main menu. I'm glad that the game apparently autosaves. So we gotta be careful about dying. It doesn't look like there's loading. I don't think this game is permadeath. Wait, let me look at the job board. Okay, now we have a map. I don't know what the circle represents. That might be our fuel range? I'm not sure. Okay, well, we're going to go here to the Arcturus system. Had to catch a grasshopper inside the house? Oh, that's annoying as hell. Actually, grasshoppers are, in general, kind of annoying as hell. I'm sorry to hear that. Welcome to the sky. To travel to another star system, press M to view on your map, then click on the system you want to travel to. Your hyperdrive can only travel along the links shown on the map. Selecting a destination, close your map, and press J to jump to that system. Your ship does not jump until you release the jump key. Once you have once you have escorts, you can hold the key to get them ready to jump, and release it to have them all jump simultaneously. When you reach a new system, you can press L to land on any inhabited planets that are there. Don't worry about crashing into asteroids or other ships. Your ship will safely fly below or above them. Okay. Oh god, how do I control this? WASD. Oh, okay. It is mouse and keyboard. I actually may want to change that. Okay. Let's... I'm gonna have to rebind these, yeah. Or maybe not. This could be annoying. Yeah, just fucking use all my keys, why don't you, game? Oh dear, okay. What do you mean fire primary weapon is tab? Okay. Left shift and left control are apparently not fucking being used for anything. Okay. Find my keybinds. What do you mean M is a used key? What is using M? Oh, view star map. Never mind, that was a stupid question. I'm literally just pressing a random key. Okay, O is not used. We'll have that for deploy and recall fighters. Scan needs to be shifted to something else, though. We'll have that be control. Auto serve will be left alt. Wait, we could just have the ship be controlled with the mouse? That might actually be useful. In any case, scan should be something else. We'll have scan be tab. There we go. Okay. Now we can actually control with WASD. Excellent. I'm kind of in the middle of things. I think I should just make my model smaller. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, we need to go to... Yeah, we need to go here and... Okay. You literally just hold J and it works. Holy shit, we enter the system going fast as fuck. Oh my god, maybe I want to have the mouse controls. Oh, but you apparently can be moving when you land, so that's good. It was in a small space right by the door, so you got lucky? That's convenient. Grasshoppers are really irritating to collect in a large space. Why? Grasshopper is friend, let him stay. Do you want to know what they call grasshoppers in really large amounts, AO? Do you want to know what they call that? They call that a locust. Man, you love the OST. I I actually think large portions of the FTL OST are kind of mid. It has a couple really standout songs. But like as a whole, a lot of the soundtrack, a lot of the songs for FTL are really mid, I think. As you land on New Greenland, James says, "Congrats on your first trip through hyperspace. I'm impressed that you didn't throw up. Most folks do the first time." "Including you?" you ask. "Yeah, and then spent a half an hour in orbit cleaning my cabin while hoping the passengers wouldn't come out of their bunk room and see the mess. Not my proudest moment. Anyway, here's your pay." He hands you 10,000 credits. Then he adds, "If you're okay with giving me a lift for a while longer, sell off any of that cargo you brought. Then meet me in the spaceport. I'll see if I can rustle up anything interesting for you to do." Okay. But we want to sell the medical supplies. Okay, so you can see the low, high, medium, very high. That's the price relative to I have to restart the playlist because it ran out. Hold on. I'm not a contrarian. This is a real opinion. And I have to say that the work that he did for Into the Breach is overall more interesting. And I think it's a better soundtrack. FTL's is okay, but like it's mostly carried by like the intro theme, the theme to the first zone, the final track, and like hacking battle. But most of the other songs really are not that interesting. Spaceport. Begin strolling through the spaceport, walking briskly in order to keep warm and wondering if it might be worth investing in a good winter coat for visiting plans like this one. Eventually, you find James. He has an entire family in tow, a young couple, an elderly woman, and 4 children, who range in age from probably about 3 or 4 up to 12 or 13. "Captain Meg," he says, "wonderful to see you again. I was just talking to this family. They've been having trouble finding a single ship that can give them all passage, but I told them that your shuttlecraft has plenty of bunks. At least if the kids double up. They can pay you 40,000 credits to take them to New China, which is just a few jumps away from Earth, and is a planet well worth visiting in its own right. What do you say? You're absolutely sure that your shuttle was not designed to fit 9 people, including yourself? If they're willing to squeeze into the available 5 bunks, you've got no reason to discourage them." Sure. I'll do my tutorial quests. I'll do your tutorial quests. You're gonna have quite the full ship for the next few days. You Googled it and you guessed it was specifically a Katie did. And I don't think I'm familiar with those. Um, Job board. Delivery to New Boston. Wait, where's New China from here? Actually. Oh, we don't know how to get there. Can we get a new... Oh, there's no outfitter here, actually. So we cannot buy a new star map. Medical equipment seems to be like a pretty high margin thing. Man, what if we find somewhere with cheap luxury goods? That's a high margin. Okay, I'm thinking like I'm playing Star Sector already. You have to look at the margin of goods when you buy and sell them. Goods that are more expensive are worth buying because you can sell them for more. Even though the margin is like 3%, you're making more profit in total because the base price of the good is higher. When your cargo space is limited, that matters. I press escape again. I need to stop doing that. Okay. Wait. Press M to bring up your map. Okay. We want to go to... probably here? We don't... Oh, this is an uninhabited system. Wait, how do I check how much fuel I have? It's fine. Oh, that's really loud. Why is that only playing in my left ear? Oh, I guess it is because they were to the left of me. There doesn't appear to be any inhabited planets in the system. I may have gone the wrong way. Maybe I'm supposed to go to the right here. But let's just go to this place first. You love the grasshoppers that chirp. Oh, what are those called? Heartland Republic. Sorry, my mouse is on the screen. Heartland is a pleasant world with geography mostly consisting of low hills, plains, and oceans. The farms here produce bountiful crops, and as a result is drawn tens of millions of settlers. Many of them now work in factories or assembly lines, in which most of the farm equipment is used. Oh, in which most of the farm equipment is used here and in the surrounding systems is built. Tractors from the Heartland are trusted to be well built and sturdy and easy to repair. Some are still in use that were built over a century ago. Okay. Let's get a local map. What happens if you try to fly without a pilot's license? What happens then? Okay, wait. Okay, it looks like fuel cells produce power. Battery packs do not generate power, but give you extra energy capacity. Okay. That makes sense to me. What does the trading situation look like? Oh, wait, luxury goods are low in price? Hee hee. I pressed escape again, sorry. Oh, it highlights the trade prices on the map for you, actually. It looks like the best place to sell them is not actually Arcturus, but actually, let's go find somewhere else to sell them. Is this the system that we need to... This is the system that we need to be in. Okay, so New China is here. The ships are a little funny looking. They're like, most of them are really, what do you call it? Rather, okay. You know, people accuse Elite Dangerous of having a wedge ship problem. This game has a cigar, like 1960s cigar rocket type problem. All the ships have, all the rockets have wings. Why do they have wings? They're not airplanes. They're starships. We had a little gecko in stuff inside the house once, and it was a nightmare because it would chirp irregularly, super loud throughout the night. That would piss me off. Along the journey, you learn that the family you are transporting are named the Hendersons, that they're moving to New China mostly because they hope that the urban setting will be a bit better for their kids than New Greenland, where there were hardly any children at all, and their village had only a few thousand people in it. The grandmother, Olivia, has been chattering nonstop about how excited she is being on a world where she can actually go sunbathing. I've gotten much too old for snowshoeing, she says. You say goodbye to them and you wish them well. As agreed, they pay you 40,000 credits. You're already well on your way to paying towards your mortgage. Again, if you're okay with continuing to give me a ride, just meet me in the spaceport. Sure. In the very early days of hyperspace travel, most settlers chose to put down roots within a few jumps of Earth. What the fuck just happened to my stream? My internet didn't even go out. That was weird. Well, that shouldn't be a break in the VOD, though. That was strange. I still gotta reset stream elements and trigger fire. Give me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, that still works. I had to double check. Sometimes the disconnects will break it. Okay, what were we even doing here? Luxury goods are medium here. Probably won't make very much profit selling them. Spaceport. It doesn't take you long to find James in the New China spaceport. He's already got a small group of people with him, a middle-aged couple and a teenage boy. Hi there, Captain Mac. Interested in carrying some tourists to Earth? Sure. Great, he says. This is Chuck and Sarah and their son Carl. Let's help them carry their luggage to your ship. As you begin walking back, slightly ahead of them, James whispers to you, tourists are always a good way to make money. They're on vacation, so they don't mind paying a bit extra. But no point in your cargo space going to waste. So let's take a look at the job board here and see if there are any delivery missions we can run at the same time. And if you want to be a little safer, should we come across any pirates, sell off any offensive weapons you might have. It might seem counterintuitive, but being unarmed makes you less of a target to pirates if there are others in the system that they could be defending themselves against. Did I just get disconnected from the chat? What the fuck is wrong with my... It's fine. It's fine. Stream is fine. It's just there's some instability right now for some reason. Job boards. We do have a passenger transport to Earth, but I don't think we can... How many... Wait, how many spaces do I have? Hold on. I need to double check something. We have... one required crew and... Wait, we have 6 bunks. We only require 1 crew. What do I see passengers? Shouldn't I show up as having passengers right now? I guess not. You can buy a lot of different equipment here. None of this is really that important, though. I wish I could see what the maximum range of my hyperdrive is. Excuse me. Okay, we have a hyperdrive fuel. It is 400. Do we... Silo trapped in a passing Sharknado again? No, it's not a tornado. It's, my fucking... It's my ISP doing weird things. They like to run updates on the thing early in the morning. Well, as you can imagine, running updates on the router will cause it to turn off, which sucks. No, it's not the sharks chewing on the wires. I do not use undersea cables. I use the exact opposite of undersea cables. There are asteroid scanners. We could go mining. I don't really know how useful that would be, though. Luxury accommodations, huh? Most deep space voyages involve a certain amount of passenger discomfort. With the addition of a few extra freshwater tanks, private bathrooms, wooden fixtures, and some hospitality staff, any ship can be made attractive to a significantly higher and better paying class of passenger. That might be interesting. Oversea cables. It must be the birds. No. No, not oversea cables. You're not thinking high enough. I have Muscanet, remember? I don't think there's anything eating the satellites. Sure fucking hope not. It'd be terrifying. Yeah, I'll do passenger transport to Earth. Okay. Now, it sounds like we can only make 4 jumps, if I'm interpreting the thing correctly. That is... Oh, wait, that is correct. I didn't realize that there was a hyperspace. Hey, is that ship fucking chasing me? Nothing goes higher than birds besides clouds. Oh, there's Earth. Hello. Oh, if you hold L, it'll automatically cancel out your speed. 11,000 credits from passengers. As you make the final landing descent onto the surface of Earth, Chuck and Sarah stare out the window in rapt attention, pointing out landmarks on the planet's surface. James joins in by telling you all about some of the history of the cities you are flying over. Carl, meanwhile, has spent the entire journey playing a handheld video game and only glances out the window when the ship shakes from turbulence. Oh dear, that's been me before. As they all grab their luggage and step off the ship to explore humanity's homeworld, he is still immersed in the game. As you collect your payment, James pulls the parents aside and says, "Watch out for pickpockets, okay? And take it from an experienced captain. You do not want to be out after dark here. Play it safe and have a great time." After they leave, James shakes his head ruefully. It'll probably be a decade before that kid is old enough to realize what he's missing out on. Waste of money doing a trip like this with a teenage boy. Should have gone to Skymoot and seen the dragons instead. I'm sure that would interest him a lot more than historical museums and ancient cities. Speak for yourself. I think historical museums are pretty fucking cool. Then again, I find history to be interesting, so. Then he picks up his luggage and adds, "Same deal as before. If you want to keep traveling, meet me in the spaceport." The ancestral homeworld of humanity. Earth has a population twice that of any other inhabited planet. Sprawling cities cover large portions of its surface, many of them overcrowded and dangerous. Some people work to scrape together enough money to leave, while at the same time others, born on distant worlds, Make a pilgrimage of sorts to see the planet that once cradled the entirety of the human species. Earth is also the capital of the Republic. Representative government becomes complicated when one planet has a greater population than 100 planets elsewhere. As a result, settlements of less than 1 million are grouped together into planetary districts that elect a single representative between them. A source of much frustration in the frontier worlds. Oh my god, it's the US court system. Oh my god, it's the fucking US circuit. It's the court system. Oh no. That's funny. Okay. Can I sell this luxury goods yet? No. I'd make a bit of a profit, but surely I can get something better elsewhere. You can buy hand-to-hand weapons? Oh, I forgot. You can do boarding in this ship. You can board other ships and take them over. It's actually one of the best ways to make money if you can get away with it. Because you can just like if you manage to disable somebody's ship and then you board it and take it over, you can sell that thing for like a lot. American century of bureaucracy. Sounds like it. Except I don't really know that America exists in this universe. It's probably like a well, no, it is a world government. It is the Republic. Spaceport on Earth is so big and crowded that it takes a long time to find James. The sheer number of people here is almost overwhelming. Homeless men wrapped in old army blankets beg for money from well-dressed businessmen. Soldiers in navy uniforms walk by in groups of 10 or 20, all marching in unison. Starship captains haggle with merchants over trade goods and jobs. Flashes of light come from various landing bays as welders make repairs. When you find James, he's standing by a window, looking out at the city, watching the starships taking off and landing in a continuous stream. This is it, he says, where our race began. The world that all the tourists want to visit and that no one wants to live on. 20 billion people, more industry and exports than any other place in the galaxy. But underneath all of it, poverty of a completely different sort than what you've got in the Dirt Belt. The Dirt Belt, is that what the frontier worlds are called? That's funny. After taking one last glance out the window, he says, anyways, we're nearing my destination. Are you willing to take me on one last trip? I need to get to Hestia in the Talita system, and of course I'll pay you quite well to take me there. Sure. Once again, you walk back to your ship with James. Once you get there, he's stowing his luggage, and you pull up the information your computer has on Hestia. It's one of the paradise worlds, terraformed to have a perfect climate, accessible to only the very wealthy. You wonder whether James is going to be able to fit in there. That reminds you, you still need to watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Isn't that the one where they abduct like the like actors? 'Cause the aliens know the TV and they think that the actors are actually like a space crew, but then they actually become a space crew. It's like the postman fused with not the postman. That's a analogy. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Galaxy Quest. My bad. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. That's the one with the funny. That's the one with the starships that look like salt shakers, right? Like the green salt shakers. Please tell me that I'm thinking of the right thing. I've seen some of those ships before, I think. You're right, I was thinking of Galaxy Quest, which is a completely different thing. It could not be more different. Wait, oh wait, depart. I need to go to Alita. I think going back that way is probably the way that we're supposed to go. Although we could go this way. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is like an over 100 episode anime. Oh my god. Oh, why is it autopiloting? Wait, I only have 2 more jump fuel. I should have planned this better. I hope that there's an inhabited system. Oh, thank God. Okay. Wait, Pollux. Wait, we can stop here and sell our shit. I think. I don't know which planet though. Is this the one? Yes, it is. This will make us a profit of 365 per unit. Oh wait, there's a sell all button. I'm stupid. Now, if I had to guess, selling does affect the commodity price like it does in Star Sector, but maybe not. I truly don't know. Hold on, I'm looking at the anime that you were just talking about. Yeah, this is the one with the green salt shakers. I've seen these ships before. They're actually really cool looking. Some of the ships from that anime are extremely forgettable, but there's a lot of really cool ones. Big fan of the green ones. I don't know anything about that anime, but I like those starships. I've seen them before. Um, Job board. As you explore more of the galaxy, the star map will quickly become a very powerful tool. Clicking on a distance system will automatically pilot or plot the quickest route to it. You can shift click on systems to plot a route between them, or control click to select the system without setting a route to them. There are many other useful modes on the map. Wait, sorry, there are many other useful modes the map can be set to. Click one of the buttons in the lower right to learn more. Wait, Starry Map mode displays the stars in the system map can also be enabled by pressing T. Stars present in the system affect the amount of solar power and solar wind available for use by solar collectors and ram scoops respectively. Okay. The core paradise planet's dirt belt. The South. That is incredibly uncreatively named. The Rim. Like Rim World? Um okay, we should probably go to our quest destination. Although I wanted to look at the job board. There's nobody going to where we are, so it doesn't matter. What about trading? Is there anything that's very cheap? That has high margins? No. The answer is no. Well, okay. OVAs are all straight to video, by the way. It was successful enough to release that many... Wait, where the fuck is the planet that I'm trying to go to? Is it in the south here? OVAs are all... Oh, wait. It was successful to release that many episodes directly on tape. That's cool. I didn't know that. I actually had no idea what the hell an OVA was. So that, I learned something today. Oh, ads will start here in just 1 second. As you're piloting your ship to land down... Oh, sorry. Down to land on Hestia, James disappears into his bunk room. After the ship has landed, he comes out no longer in the grease-stained coveralls he's been wearing up until now, but in a suit. As a lifelong textile worker, you automatically note that the suit is made of real wool, very finely woven, and has been tailored to fit him. He smooths down the front of the suit distractedly, and then looks at his hands as if unsure of where to put them. How do I look? He asks. A lot. It sounds like a millionaire because that's how much that would cost to get real wool because we are living in a fucking dystopia. Original video animation. It basically means direct to video in Japan. Oh, okay. It's phrase Japan instead of phrase English. It's phrase Japan. I'm sorry. I have I have to bring it up. Well, that's the other thing about being a captain, he says. You can get filthy rich. Well, there's an awkward pause. You're unsure of how to respond. Then he says, "Thing is, this here planet is one of the most exclusive retirement communities in the galaxy. Plenty of the locals here are probably worth more than 1 billion credits, but they're mostly financial or business types, or old money. I'm rich enough to be here, but I just hope that they're willing to socialize with someone who made his fortune flying a ship. Before you go, is there anything you'd like to ask me about being a new pilot?" Um, have you ever met any aliens? I want to believe. I would like to meet aliens, especially if they're kind of like cats, and they like shrimp. I would like to meet those aliens. Do you know where those are? I've spoken with the Quarg a few times, but what captain hasn't? You'll find them down south by Therese. I haven't met any other aliens. He pauses for a moment. As far as I'm aware, that is. But I'm sure they're out there if you go looking hard enough. I've explored all of Republic space in my many years, but there are far more systems out there that we don't even know how to reach. Are there any good trade routes you can give me? One of the most reliable trade routes is to bring food from the dirt belt to Earth, or the other urban worlds around it. There are billions of mouths to feed on those worlds, and the dirt belt sells food for cheap. This is a great place to go to get started. Just remember, though, that if you use the same trade route for too long, you might end up causing prices to stabilize. The dirt belt can only produce food, and people can only eat it so fast. So if you change up your trade routes if you notice the return getting worse. It is like Star Sector then. Obviously, it's not very common anymore, but when VHS, Laserdisc, and DVD were viable formats in Japan, there were a lot of shows, specials, etc. that were released as OVAs. Okay, that makes sense. In the streaming era, there's no reason not to have the anime on some kind of streaming platform. Right. It's surprising to me that it took so long for streaming to be a thing. Obviously, the tech just was not there in the 80s and 90s, but yeah, I feel like the ability to stream video would have been possible in the early 2000s, but like it wasn't really popular then. When did Netflix even be a thing? Become a thing? Netflix launched in 2007. Okay, that's kind of early. I still would have expected it to be possible earlier. Maybe the internet infrastructure wasn't there. And you need personal infrastructure in the sense that you need a device capable of actually doing that. Most people didn't really, hook computers up to their TVs. They were a DVD by mail movie rental service before. Well, that makes sense. Now it's like original internet animations or something. You don't remember what they're called. Not usually as visually impressive, a lot of old OVAs were made during the insane Japanese economic bubble. Yeah, well, there's the other problem that is, um, it has become harder to, in general, in most, you know, in any country where the cost of housing relative to your income over time goes up, or food, it becomes harder to pay people. Um, like the opposite, or not a wage price spiral, more like What I'm trying to say is that wage labor is more expensive now, not because people are demanding more money, uh, but because people need more money to spend to live. The, the more expensive housing, food, and medicine and education are, the harder it becomes to actually employ people because you have to pay them more. And that's true of artists as well. Well, one of the things that playing Victoria 3 actually has helped impress upon me is that you want like the basic things that allow society to run to be as cheap as humanly possible so that you can actually do other things. In Victoria 3, that's represented by having enough tools and basic uh, resources like wood to actually run an industrial chain. But in real life, you need to have food and housing prices low, artificially low even, because markets are not the be all end all solution to everything. Because the lower that those are, the more you allow essentially your population to do other things with their money and their time, not just spending on luxury goods, but like it becomes easier to do everything else. But yes, employing artists is easier if it is cheaper to live. Lack of food, housing, medicine, and safety is the real societal collapse, not whatever people peddle these days. This one. Absolutely correct. If you like the one thing that motivated, what was it, Henry George, I think? I'm not well versed on Georgism, but like his big thing was that, well, it kind of doesn't matter how much you pay people. Whatever they have is going to be eaten up by renting costs. So we need to reduce the amount of land renting as much as possible. Like the renting prices have to be driven down. And so that was the basis of his entire economic theory, which is like land value taxes and other things to reduce rent seeking, basically. Um, Now that was housing was the major focus there, but I think that's a little short sighted. Wow, I got way off topic. Sorry. Um, yeah, it sucks that you can't get as much visually impressive animation these days. Okay, where do you think I can find well-paying jobs? Getting good jobs is more about having the space to accept the good jobs than it is about finding them. But if you're looking for jobs that pay well for a little effort, then you'll want to watch around the holidays. There's always a big celebration on Earth every April 22nd, Earth Day. So pay attention to the job board in the months leading up to that. The people down in the rim have some month long oh wait, have month-long celebrations every August that you should look out for too. Uh the Deep is also a pretty safe place. They have their own security force. Huh. As you move further south, things get more risky. Okay. I think I'll manage. He hands you a credit chip worth 30,000 credits. You can still get some good animations, just usually they still get paid pennies. Yeah, that's true. I hate to say it. Okay, no, I will say it actually. Animation is a lot like game development, and it's a lot like the aerospace engineers that work at SpaceX. These people are being essentially exploited because they're passionate about their job. Um, yes, I still want to call it exploitation even if they enjoy the job. They're not being paid their value because it's what they like to do. Animators too. Um, it's a problem in a lot of industries, really. And now they're trying to get AI to do everything. God, I hope we don't get AI in anime. I mean, I'm not even an anime fan. I hope we don't get AI in any TV shows, please. God. Do you guys remember? I saw this thing on Twitter that was like, oh, look at how awesome this AI generated Family Guy is. And it's like it was like the worst shit I've ever seen. I don't know if any of you saw that, but it was pretty dumb. Remember to check the spaceports wherever you land. You never know who you'll find wandering out there. In the distant past, Hestia was a nearly lifeless ice world. It's now a subtropical paradise, one of the great victories from the heyday of planetary engineering, back when the galactic economy had more money to spare for terraforming. Today, it's a retirement community for those who can afford it. Although most of the population consists of young service workers in rented housing who take care of the retirees. That is the dynamic of every single resort and tourist heavy location on the surface of the planet Earth. That's really funny. That is every single resort location in the United States. Beach, ocean, inland skiing, it doesn't matter. They're all like that. On Hestia, the poor live in cities, the rich live in country estates. Aside from the urban centers, most of this world is covered in rolling green hills and oceans. How much money do I even have? 209,000 credits? I need a bit more to pay off the mortgage, about double. Do you remember the AI Seinfeld kind of being a funny little thing, and then the guy running it turned out to believe it was actually the future of TV and not just a funny novelty? Ooh, yeah. Ooh. People unironically believing that and not realizing what the bit is will always be funny. Like watching people bully them, I mean. Trading. Luxury goods are very high here. Food's very high here. I might want to see. Wait. As you walk through, I shouldn't have clicked on this. I didn't realize it was going to lock me into a quest here. As you walk through the spaceport, you hear a voice behind you saying, "Excuse me, Captain." You turn around and see a woman trying to flag you down. Her hairdo is tall and somewhat confusing. Her high heels are also tall and are giving her considerable trouble as she walks towards you. "You look like the sort of captain I can trust," she says. "My darling Pookie has been visiting her aunt on Shroud, and it's time for her to come home. But she's not used to space travel, and it scares her. I would feel so much better if you could go pick her up and bring her back here. Can you do that for me? You can't help but notice the jewelry she's wearing probably costs as much as a small fighter craft. This job sounds easy and has the potential to be quite lucrative." "Sure. Tell her you would be glad to assist and that you can personally assure her no harm will come to Pookie while on board your ship." She thanks you and gives you contact information for her aunt in the Alhaka system. This jit cracks the end of creativity. Don't say that. Don't make me think of that stupid ass meme. We should go buy luxury goods and bring them here. That would work. I'd like to buy a local map though. Before I leave. I noticed that there is different kinds of scanners. Asteroid scanners, outfit scanners. Be kind of fun to do a missile-based ship. Why do I have two different ion thrusters? Oh, one is a maneuverability thruster, one is a linear thruster. Those are different. Okay, I see. Hee hee. Don't you hee hee me. That stupid Picard image. Like, I keep thinking about it. Okay, so we have... Ow. Okay, if we look at luxury goods, they're very cheap in the dirt belt and in the earth core sectors. But they're very expensive up in the paradise worlds, which makes sense, I guess. We could do that for trading. That's the highest margin stuff, I think. Where the hell is Shroud? Oh, that's way the fuck up in the top. Okay, let's go there second. We're gonna go here first. I didn't see anything about a time limit. Computer, activate iguana. Computer, deactivate iguana. I'm glad that travel is apparently fast as fuck in this game. I feel like in EV Nova it took a long ass time. We're gonna ignore that. I think that's asteroid mining. I don't think that's somebody dying. Okay, we actually came here to go buy luxury goods. That sounds bad. That sounds like someone was trying to fucking kill me. That's what that sounds like. Wait, am I in the right? Oh, this was not actually where I wanted to go? But it's fine. Actually, we can land here. Yeah, someone was trying to fucking kill my ass there. I don't have a weapon, though. Or, actually, I might have a weapon. All the land near the... Wait. All the land near Bounty's equator is desert, but closer to the poles, the weather is temperate and there's enough rain for farming. Land near the northern pole is sparsely populated, but the other hemisphere is quite well developed, with many of the inhabitants now working in factories that produce fancy watches and intricate electronic components. The focus on skilled manufacturing has had a dramatic effect on both the local education system and the sports scene. One can garner great respect and a sizable income by simply being the best at folding tiny paper cranes by microscope. Are you telling me that these people aren't using machines to build shit? They're still using manual labor? No wonder this galaxy's a fucking dystopia. No fucking wonder. I noticed that a bunch of the planetary screens are either 3D, or they're other renders, very reminiscent of the Bryce 3D renders that EV Nova used to use, but also some of them are real-life photographs from various places. Yes. Okay. Passengers. We are going that way, so we're gonna do that too. Okay. Oh, that sounds bad. That is bad. Good thing that we are a shuttle and we can instantly fucking leave whenever things are bad. Remember, you can always leave. If shit sucks, hit the bricks. You do not have enough fuel to make a... Whoa, the asteroids are going fucking crazy in here. Why are they doing that? Why are they moving so fast? I wonder if it has to do with frame rate. I don't think so. I don't think this game has physics based or frame rate. Physics based on frame rate. You need to hammer that in. Let's sell the luxury goods that we have. Profit of 470 on each. And then we can do a rush delivery to Estia. 19 tons of aniline dyes. Some of the passenger transports are pretty good, but they're really fucking far away. That's probably why they're paying so much. Let's do the rush delivery to Hestia. That one's really easy. I like it that the game separates rush deliveries from regular deliveries. I feel like there's another game I played that did that, and I don't remember which one it was. You overstay so much. I was talking more about video games, but you know what? That works too. Can I transport more people? I think I can. Sure. It's a lot like Star Sector in that you want to be doing missions. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to do that. You want to be doing missions that are all in the same area. Oh, in video games especially, okay. Ooh, I was gonna say, reminds me of playing Risk of Rain, where you're like, oh, I can spend 5 minutes in this zone. Oh well, I need to do a little more looting. I can spend another minute, and then 10 minutes have passed, and you're on Monsoon, and you need to fucking leave. You need to go, or you're going to die. No game will teach you to value time like Risk of Rain. Sorry, no game will teach you to value time on your own strength and not on a timer that counts down like Risk of Rain does. Risk of Rain 2, I mean. Um, did I do the thing that I was trying to do? Yes, I did. Okay. Do you have any rush deliveries? Not ones that I can do right now. Passenger transport to Big Sky. That's funny. That's a ski resort. In real life. No, we're just gonna go to the mission that we're supposed to be doing right now. I was gonna say, I'm not like a big Star Trek guy, but I really liked The Next Generation. And I also liked what do you call it? I liked Enterprise. That was the late 90s, early 2000s one. Those are the only two Star Trek shows I've watched. I think maybe I saw a handful of episodes of Deep Space Nine. And also, I don't really think I've seen any of Voyager or the original series. You were watching a video on marine iguanas. They apparently hold their breath underwater for about half hour eating algae. But since they're cold-blooded, they need to get back up to land before their muscles seize up and they drown. Deep Space Nine rules. I hate to tell you, I hate to tell you, Mobile Suit Gundam, but I'm a Babylon 5 truther. Now, there's nothing saying that you can't like both shows. Actually, I wanted to rage bait a little bit. Um, they're actually quite different. I really like Babylon 5. I think Babylon 5 is, ooh, I don't know if I'd call it my favorite science fiction show, or if I would say that, like, Person of Interest is barely science fiction. I really liked The Expanse. I really liked Fringe. But if we're talking about space science fiction, oh, I think Babylon 5 is my favorite. That's terrifying that they have to get up to land before their muscles seize up and they drown. How many of them die that way? Do they know? Listen, we know that DS9 swiped their concept from Straczynski, but the character dynamics are different. That is true. No, that is completely true. Actually. You wonder how that works with anacondas. That's a good question. I feel like there's some cold-blooded animals that don't mind the cold, actually, though. Maybe I'm misinformed. Aren't there, like, marine reptiles that spend all their time in the water? I might... Huh. Now... Yeah, you gotta research this and then tell me, because I have no idea. The video you watched, one iguana they followed made it, but literally has to climb a cliff before it's safe, and it almost fell off. Oh dear. That's scary. I'm gonna buy... Oh wait, I can't... I was gonna say, I'm gonna buy a map here, but I can't because there's no outfitter. That's fucked up. Job board. Anything? Yeah, when the passenger transport is really close by, it basically gives you no money. This is very similar to Star Sector in that the distance away of a system uh, changes how much money that they'll be willing to pay you to do it. Which, I mean, well, that makes sense. Wait, this isn't... Oh, wait, no, this is where I'm supposed to be going. This is the people that... the family that we were transporting, but this is not our actual destination, which is Alhaka, which is right here, actually. So we're basically there. Apparently they don't... Aren't anacondas in more temperate climates? I don't know. That's a good question. Apparently they don't sit in water. They sit by the water and wait to jump in. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Maybe there aren't, like, more marine mammals. You called ahead while your ship was landing and agreed to meet Pookie's aunt at the spaceport. She told you, meet me outside the shop with the ridiculous sheepskin coats. The shop is not hard to find. The mannequins in the window look like feral sheep with overgrown wool, in bad need of grooming. The only person standing outside the shop is a tall woman in a suit who is busy making furious marks on some sort of document with a red pen. She has a small poodle on a leash. It is busy nipping the heels of everyone who walks by. I can either interrupt her or wait to see if someone else shows up. That's probably who we're trying to meet. Oh, it's not who we're trying to meet. Pookie is the dog. I should have figured that, actually. Excuse me, you say. She looks up at you with a withering glare. I'm looking for someone named Pookie. Thank heavens, she says. She's all yours. She hands you the leash and a large bag of what appears to be full of chew toys. Here are her toys, her food, and her outfits, which she hates. Feed her twice a day or she will go berserk. Do not feed her more than twice a day or she will throw up. As she continues rattling off instructions, you ask, wait, Pookie is the dog? Short for Pocahontas, she explains. Good luck, and I hope my sister pays you well. She walks away. There's nothing else you can do but bring Pookie back to your ship, where she immediately squats against the landing strut. Nice. This is a waste of my fucking time. A dog? Okay. Why was the dog even out here? That's the real question here. Why is the dog on another planet? Are you serious? You don't know about cold-blooded, but you know there's a species of hexapod that lives in ice. Can only survive in a very specific temperature range that's barely above freezing. We have turtles and snakes there too in Poland. Wait, aren't No, this no this we actually already talked about this before. Turtles for some reason I thought turtles were amphibians a while ago. They're not. I don't they're reptiles. Yes, turtles are reptiles. Yeah, they live in the water. What is a hexapod actually? Okay, right. That's insects with 6 legs. That's why it's called the hexapod. It includes insecta, true insects, but as well as a bunch of other clades. 3 classes of winged arthropods that were once considered insects: springtails, coneheads, 2-pronged bristletails. What the fuck is a springtail? These are funny names, but can you tell me the name of like an actual species? Never mind, I give up. Apparently springtail is a species also. They are like tiny bugs. Yeah, they as I said, they kind of remind me of tardigrades when I was looking at them on the wiki, but they're a lot bigger than tardigrades. Tardigrades are very small. Um, okay, we have a dog. Ooh, there's an outfitter here. Now we can buy a map. Okay. Hyperdrive. Scram drive. A scram drive is a specially designed hyperdrive that works even if your ship is traveling at a much higher speed, at the expense of using more fuel. If you're being pursued by pirates, or just want to get somewhere in a hurry, that extra bit of speed can make a difference. Huh. Okay. But it takes 150 hyperdrive fuel instead of 100, which is what our hyperdrive takes. I think hyperdrive fuel capacity is an innate stat of the ship and not something that we can change with our various things that we can install here. Let's look at the shipyard. I just want to take a look at the other ships that we can get. Heavy wharf. They sell heavy warships here. Falcon. That costs what does it cost? Oh, 15 million. Okay. There's other transport ships here. This is one even crappier than our current ship, it looks like. No, it has better shields. But the cargo space is worse, and so is the bunks. I don't know why you would buy this. Blackbird is a higher class transport. That's expensive. The Arrow is literally a cartoon cigar rocket. Guys, I think we might need to turn to piracy. I think we might need to kill people for money. I think we might need to kill people for money. You got a ping on your PlayStation app that Psychonauts 1 is on sale for $2. Chat, do I get it? I've been told Psychonauts 1 is very good. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made a second one. On the other hand, I have an innate burning hatred of Double Fine for what they did to Space Base DF9. So you can do whatever you want. Okay, let's look at the job board. I have to go back to Talita. What else is on the way? Bringing tourists to Mars. Delivery to Hayes. Passenger transport to Hayes. Rush delivery to Farpoint. Transport family. We should take both of the quests for Hayes, because that's pretty close by. Okay. And then plot a course to Talita. Didn't the sequel take like 10 years? Yes. The Psychonauts 2 came out a long time after Psychonauts 1. It sure is nice that Starship Fuel apparently doesn't cost anything in this game. Unlike Star Sector, where Starship Fuel costs a lot of money. Also, playing this game makes me want to play Star Sector. While this is a very different game from Star Sector, it makes me want to play Star Sector. Oh, have a nice night, Moz. Thank you for stopping by. Why the fuck did we jump down to Sirius? That's not what I wasn't even paying attention to the map. Why was that? Why did my ship take me here? The fuck? Okay. Okay. Maybe I accidentally clicked. Why was the autopilot system just taking me here? That's funny. Okay. I don't think I'll continue to stream for too much longer. I just wanted to check out this game. I haven't played it in a long time. It is different than it is different than I remember it. It is better than I remember it. A lot of quality of life features this game did not used to have. Oh, awesome. Okay, we got 80,000 credits for the dog. Is there anything else we can deliver on the way? No. Okay. Very simple. We go to that system and we get about 50,000 credits for the various shit that we've done. Though, I would like to find a better way of making money. Maybe a ship with more cargo holds. Although... Hey, I hope they're having fun over there. Okay, awesome. Now, this place also has a shipyard. The Mule. It has a lot of cargo space. He's a freighter. It costs 6 million. That's actually kind of attainable. The Scout has a lot more cargo space than what we currently have. However, we can't afford it. That one's even cheaper. Only costs about 1.2 million. That feels like the ship that we should probably go for the next. Next is the Scout. It also has a fuel capacity of 800, which is high compared to every other ship that we have seen thus far. There's also light warships. We can't afford those either. Um, can I pay off my? Can I pay extra on my loans? When entering a credit value at the bank, you can put in the exact number or use the suffixes K, M, B, and T as shorthand for thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. Why the fuck? Why would you ever take a trillion credit loan? Why would you? How can you take a? Who can finance a trillion credit loan? Hello? Entering a number that is higher than what you than what you or the bank have available will default to the maximum available value. Entering 1 million to pay off a 100,000 credit loan will completely pay off the loan without giving extra should you have the available credits. How much money did we 100K. We need to do some more jobs. Deliver pilot and why does this not have why does that one not have a price attached to it? Rush delivery to Vinci. Deliver by Saturday 5th, February 3000 and wait. What day is it currently? Oh, today's date is Sunday, January 16th. So we'd have about 20 days to get there? Are there any other quests that go there? Oh, there is a quest that goes there. But we can't take both of them. Oh, there's 3 quests that go there. We can't take one of them. Deliver 94 tons of thermal paste. That's enough thermal paste for an entire... 94 tons of thermal paste is probably more tons of thermal paste than are made in 1 year for computers on Earth. A small loan of 1 trillion credits. I could use that. I could use the loan of 1 trillion credits. That would be awesome. Some of these missions kind of suck. Secure delivery. What does that mean? And why does it pay like shit? I'm not going to take that mission. I don't have the... I wish I had a higher cargo space. Hold on. Let's check the outfitter. Can I do the cargo expansion here? Uh, no, it doesn't look like it. That's a shame. Wait, is there anything? What about passenger transport? Record academic conference. Interesting. Wow, those people will pay me 100,000 credits to go down to that planet on the other end of the fucking galaxy. Yeah, I'll do it. That's a lot of money. And we can do a rush delivery on the way. Sure. Okay, now we need to go down there as fast as possible. it should be easy, assuming that the autopilot system doesn't fuck me like it did last time. You don't have enough fuel to make a hyperspace jump. Oh, well, I can just land here. Again, it is nice that the game just automatically refuels your ship. The fueling... Oh, wait. Is that an Aqualay? Where's that? I have just enough rush delivery stuff to get down there. Sure. Let's take multiple rush deliveries. What bad could come from that? I'm an IRL DoorDasher. Taking on a new delivery before I've done my last one. Now I need to land on the only planet that's landable here. 33,000 credits. Can I take a new one? Rush delivery there. Delivery to Oblivion. Damn it, Todd Howard. Again? 8 tons of zippers? This game is actually fucking... It's actually mouthwashing. It's actually the mouthwashing universe. Why would you need 8 tons of zippers? Are you fucking crazy? Hello? Why would you ever need that many zippers? The world of macroeconomics and like bulk bulk trading always like seems ridiculous when you think about it. And then it's less ridiculous when you think about it more. But, well, it's frankly still ridiculous. Whoops, I did not mean to land there. Goodbye. The Bronze Age collapse, but zippers. Instead of the sea people, it's the like sea textile workers. Raiding the ship with all of the galaxy's supply of McFarlane toys. Killing jokers. Oh god. What was the one video game that they made shitloads of? And it was terrible. And so there's a billion copies of this video game. It's one of the old... It's I think it might be an NES title. Or a DOS title? I think it was NES. What game am I thinking of? It was E.T. for... Yes, it was E.T. for the Atari. Thank you. That is almost certainly the game that I'm thinking of. What other jobs can I take? Rush delivery. Another rush delivery. Another rush delivery. Delivery. What about passengers? Wait. Oh no, I still have a passenger thing to do. Never mind. Isn't the most... Wait. They did the same with Pac-Man for the Atari. There were more ET cartridges than there were Ataris? Oh god. I don't know if it's the most commonly cited cause of the video game market crash in the 80s. The problem with Atari... Well, actually, let me look it up, because I don't want to... 80s video game crash. Maybe the video games crashed in the 80s because video games fucking sucked in the 80s. I'm sorry. I'm so... I am so mean about the NES era. and the Atari. But they really were bad. I guess the expertise and the talent and the tools just had not been properly developed at that time, as well as you know, limitations in the hardware. But I feel like there were a lot of games then that were trying to be more than what was capable, than what games were capable of being. Like they really overstepped what they had the capability to make, and a lot of it is just trash. Frankly, that's kind of the case with a lot of games now. But demand for video games is so high that it's hard to have a market crash. People will always be there to play video games because of how good they've gotten and how addictive they've gotten. I think that's another thing with video games that I think I haven't said before. They're all designed on a very basic level to be way more addictive now than they used to be. That's going to make it harder to have another video game crash. They were also introducing more and more consoles at an accelerated rate between Atari and their rivals. Oh, so it was kind of also a race to the bottom sort of deal. That was the problem. The stores didn't want to carry the games anymore when there was so much unsold stock. They had trouble with the retailers too. Interesting. I didn't know that. I can buy plastic here. Wow, luxury goods are also expensive here. I'm buying plastic. Wait. Okay. That's the bad noise. We're leaving. It sure is nice that the game, announces to you when a pirate is there trying to kill you. Okay, that's a nice 100,000 credits. Okay, I can also not sell plastic here. Prices here are pretty much the same as before. Where else can I go? There are some rush deliveries. Transport student. Hold on, where is... I want to see... I want to see price of plastic. Where can I sell this shit? I can sell it here at Men Kent or Arcturus. Let's go to Men Kent because I can buy luxury goods there and then sell them here. It doesn't look like there's any missions to go to Men Kent, but there are missions on the way. Oh, but that's cargo. Okay. Oh, it's a bad noise. Oh, that is a big pirate ship. Goodbye. I bet they wish they were as fast as me. I think maybe it was a good choice choosing the shuttle. You had a ton of older cousins and friends who had Ataris, and a bunch of games because they were so easy to get for like pennies after the crash. Okay. We are going to Menkent. There's a mission there. Earth Day celebration. They're willing to pay me fucking nothing for that. I'm not taking that job. Wait, where's the one in... Oh, transports to New Austria. It's like nothing, but that's okay. We're going there anyways. OMG, you sound just like Sonic? What do you mean by that? Wait, what did I say? Okay, now we sell off our shitty ass plastic. Luxury goods don't cost anything here. Let's buy them. Job board. Anything that takes me out to where I was before? No, it doesn't really look like it. Where can I sell luxury goods? Well, I could go up to Pollock's. Prices are better there, I think. It looks like there's another job for going up there too. Yeah, passenger transport. Okay, let's do it. God, I keep going to the main menu. Because you were the fastest, and they wish to be as fast. Oh, no, I get it now. I truly am the fastest thing alive. You better start liking chili dogs, Sable Boy. You people are going to misidentify my species forever. Oh shit, I ran out of fuel in an uninhabited star. Whoops. Wait. Oh no, this is a... Can I get help? I have no fuel. Oh, they just gave me a fuel. I forgot that this system was uninhabited. That was my bad for not planning on it. I'm not a Sable. It's the same, like, genus, maybe? I'm a Stoat, an Ermine. They're not the same as Sables. They're both Muselids, though. And they look very similar. Really, the only thing that gives away that the design is based on a Stoat is the face shading, and also... Yeah, really, it's mostly just the face shading. Because the counter shading is unique to Ermines, and also the white fur color. Okay, and I can sell shit here. What can I buy here? Clothing and metal are very cheap here. Job board. Can I organize it by price? No, it doesn't look like I can. Transport family to some place in the middle of fucking nowhere for 66,000 credits. Sure. And a delivery for 10,000. Sure. That's just going back the way that I came. But you can also buy some metal. You need to fix your good night message? I don't know what your good night message is. Okay. After we pay off our debt, I'm gonna end the stream. That'll be the end of the stream there. Oh god. It's autopiloting. Why? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm gonna run out of fuel, but it ran me out of fuel in a system I can land in, so it's fine. Today, throughout human space, is Remembrance Day, the anniversary of the beginning of the Alpha Wars more than 5 centuries ago. The Alphas were genetically engineered soldiers with superhuman agility and intelligence, and a complete lack of compassion or empathy. At the height of the war, dozens of planets had been enslaved by the Alphas. Remembrance Day commemorates the beginning of the war rather than its end, as a perpetual reminder that the war is not over. Although they were defeated, Some of them escaped and remained in hiding, and they and their offspring are presumed to be still present in the galaxy today. Since the Alpha War, genetic resequencing technology has been tightly controlled. Because they were the product of experimental genetic manipulation rather than natural evolution, it's believed that their genes are less robust than true human beings. Are you sure you want to say that phrase like that? And they are almost unable to have viable offspring without access to special technology. Therefore, most of their enclaves have discovered since the war have had very small populations, no more than a few dozen. Oh, this is like the guys from Star Trek. This actually is like the guys from Star Trek. I forget what they're called. Like Khan and his dudes. Because they had like the genetics wars or whatever. It was Sibiru, but now it's Okujo. Because that's... Oh, Okuyo. Okay. You're thing Japanning me. I cannot fucking believe this. You're thing Japanning me. I can't... Okay. It's fine. You think they're just genetically enhanced humans? Yeah, well, that's what these guys are. In this text box here. Where was I even going? Or did I just land here for... I just landed here for fuel. I was going to cheat. You don't think that they had a specific name? I thought that they did. Hold on, let me look this up, actually. Um... Let me see. When the... Oh, sorry, it wasn't the genetics war, it was the eugenics war. When the original series Star Trek was produced in the 1990s, were several decades of... Oh, sorry. The 1990s were several decades away, and so various elements of the backstory of Star Trek are set in that era, particularly the eugenics wars. The references to the eugenics wars and to nuclear war in the 21st century are somewhat contradictory. I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't sound like they were ever given a unique name like they are in this game. No, it does not look like they were ever given a name. They were just like Supermen or whatever. Interesting. I didn't know that, actually. Okay, and then our next system is that one. We don't have any more things to do here. There is a shipyard here. I don't have enough money for a star barge. Might consider swapping over to one though. What is utility? Sunder is a mining platform. Oh, there will be ads here in a second. Unfortunately. Wait. No, there won't be. I'm gonna snooze them. Okay, let's go in and finish the mission that we were actually sent here to do. For a second there, I thought I was seeing double. That would just happen to be another shuttle right on top of us. Okay, bank. Can I pay off my fucking... Qualify for a new loan of up to 206,000 credits. We can actually pay off our entire mortgage. We have now paid our entire mortgage. We can qualify up for a new loan of up to 598,000. Our credit score is 504. This game fucking tracks our credit score. We may actually want to take a loan in the future. I hate to say it. We may actually want to use the loans in the future. Oh, this game is too realistic. Let's do a job. 4 tourists, 66,000. I think each hyperspace jump is a day. But like it's not like we're gonna die of old age or something. There are shipments. But the tourist to Pearl is probably the best one to do right now. And we can't really do the other missions. What can I buy here in terms of cargo? Luxury goods are low here. Oh, whoops. I need to get rid of those metals. That's going to be a loss, but that's okay. We'll more than make up for it later. Okay. I've been live for long enough. I think it's time to raid out. Let me see if there's anybody online. We paid off our debt. That was what I wanted to do. And now I really want to play Star Sector. Oh, I really want to play Star Sector now. Okay, let me see who's online. Okay. Thank you all for stopping by the way. I had a good time playing Nebulous, and I also had a good time showing you guys that game. I hope that you enjoyed seeing it. Although I know Endless Sky isn't the most interesting game in the world, it's got more stuff to it that we didn't see. A lot more stuff. Ah! You're online at almost 10 a.m. for you? Yeah, it is 5:41 in the morning. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep. We already raided Sunny. I feel like I always raid the same people, but that's all the people that are online in the morning. In the early morning. Langdom is playing Mega Bonk. That's probably where we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go say hi. All right. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your morning or evening. I will be back again on Sunday. And hopefully then I will have the full body tracking and I can mess around a bit with that. I don't know if I'll use a whole stream on that, but I'd like to have some fun. Just fucking around. I don't have a 3D environment, unfortunately. I guess I could download something cheap off the workshop, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, thank you all for stopping by this evening. And I hope to see you all when I test out my trackers. God, today was a really long stream. It's basically 2 streams. Anyways, have a good rest of your morning, and until next time. Bye bye. Go say hi to Lando.